In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about how you can get involved with extracurriculars if your school doesn't have anything available for you. So the first thing I wanted to tell you about was finding opportunities outside of your local region or outside of your high school. And the first way you can do this is by Googling any interest of yours. So for example, if you're interested in economics or math, you could Google math competitions or economics competitions. And there's actually a lot of national organizations which have competitions for which you can study independently and you can register to take a test independently. And if you do well, you can compete on a really large scale on your own for these extracurriculars. And this can be something that you do in your own time outside of school. So that would be one way to work around. And the second would be to find opportunities outside of your high school using websites like RoundPeer. RoundPeer is an organization where students across the world will upload different opportunities that they're creating, such as student-read magazines or clubs that students are founding or other national youth-led organizations that you can join from your very own home and be collaborating with people from across the globe with. And so that could be an opportunity that you join that has a large-scale impact, but that you can participate in without having to start something of your own at your own school. And the second opportunity I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about was creating your own extracurriculars. This is my favorite way because it develops a lot of leadership skills, and I think it's a great way for you to create opportunities for others at your high school who may also want to participate in extracurriculars but don't have a lot of opportunities available. So one thing you could do to start is to look for a problem in your community that's important to you to solve. So this could be having pollution in a local river, or maybe there's not enough tutoring for kids in your area, but a lot of kids are struggling in math. What you could do is you could create a club or a force of volunteer students who can come together and have one goal, one very clear mission of maybe I want to pick up 1,000 pounds of trash from this river or this freeway. And these kids can come together and work in a team to solve the problem. And this is a good way to also get community members involved. So if there's funding that's needed, you could do a fundraiser for this. And in a community where there isn't too many extracurricular opportunities, there's definitely a need and a cause that you could advocate for. Just saying something like, this is a good way to get our youth engaged in something. And so I believe if you're starting something from scratch in an area where there's nothing, a lot of people would want to get involved if you just presented the case that you're starting something new and this is going to benefit everyone. I think you could get a lot of funding that way. I think you could get a lot of community volunteers. You could probably even get a lot of mentors or support from people who are adults, maybe people who have experience in the goal that you're trying to accomplish with your club. And so I think creating an organization of your own is the second really great way to get involved with activities if you don't already have something at your school. Something important that you should keep in mind is any organization you create needs to be able to be sustainable. So that means that it can continue after you go off to college or past the duration that you're in your school community. One way to make an organization long-term of benefit for the community is to get advisors involved. So if you make it a club or an organization where there's an adult mentor or a teacher who's going to stay at the school for a long time, I think that's what's going to make it help pass on year after year. When new members are coming in and old members are graduating, there's at least one person, a teacher, involved who's going to be from the beginning and an adult somewhat consistent with the club throughout time. I think that would really help for your club in the end. And I hope this was a little bit helpful. So those were two ideas I had that I wanted to share. So nobody can say now that there's no opportunities, because there's a lot of national opportunities and there's a lot of growth that you can create in your own community by starting something of your own. And if you have any questions or wanted more details on either of the two opportunities, please let me know. I would love to make a follow-up video. And that was all. Thank you for watching.